Bauchi State, with a total land area of 49,119 square kilometers, accounting for about 5.3% of Nigeria's total land mass, is facing severe land degradation challenges. These include desertification, deforestation, and erosion, which negatively impact agricultural lands and overall environmental health. Over the years, various state administrations have worked tirelessly to combat this menace. However, these efforts have seen limited success due to the exacerbating effects of climate change. To bolster the state government's initiatives, the Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes ACReSAL project, a World Bank-sponsored intervention, was introduced. This initiative, structured around 4 key components, aims to restore 1 million hectares of degraded land by 2028 across the 19 northern states of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Abuja, within a 6-year timeline starting from 2022, with an estimated 20 to 30% of the land mass in northern Nigeria degraded due to desertification, deforestation, and climate-related factors. The immediate objective of the ACReSAL project is to rehabilitate degraded landscapes and establish the foundation for long-term integrated climate resilience landscapes management in the region. The ACReSAL project is scaling up sustainable landscape management practices in Bauchi State through strategic investments. It addresses natural resource degradation using an integrated ecosystem approach. It also enhances institutional capacity to mitigate risks and respond to climate variability, as well as generate valuable information and knowledge to advance sustainable land and water management practices across Nigeria.
Bauchi has been in the forefront in terms of the implementation, knowing fully that there is a peculiarity in the implementation of ACReSAL, where, as I said, it's multifaceted. And in each of the activity, we try as much as we can to integrate and reflect the presence of all the 3 sectors of agri, environment, and water resources.
One of the very exciting platforms ACReSAL has employed to achieve these goals in Bauchi State is the establishment of the Biological Garden, also known as a Botanical Garden, at the Federal Polytechnic Bauchi. This is a dedicated space where various types of plants of different species are planted for conservation, education, scientific research, tourism, and ecological services, as well as for the documentation and promotion of the use of medicinal plants.
In Bauchi, as a pre-launch activity, we are able to establish a botanical garden, which from the onset, it was one of the innovative, facilities established by ACReSAL in Nigeria as a whole, but it was implemented by Bauchi SPMU. SPMU means State Project Management Unit of Bauchi ACReSAL, located at Federal Polytechnic Bauchi, where we were able to, establish the garden for many purposes, among which is the issue of the research, where we engage, the institutions to give them that facility so that they can be conducting the researches, particularly that we're able to, plant so many species of interest, to the institution and also to our immediate community.
I think this garden is one of the best projects as far as ACReSAL, Bauchi and ACReSAL Nigeria is concerned. If you look at it critically, we planted several species of trees, including the ones that people thought they would never grow here. But for who we are, we didn't just do it like that. We had to carry out some research. There was a soil analysis, and then what each plant require. So, being a biological garden is a center for research, center for study, and wanted to experiment something. That was why we planted different species of trees. And if you look around, you see there are bananas there are mangoes, there are even avocado that is not known to grow in Bauchi State, but it was brought here and then we created a microclimate for it, gave it all the necessary requirements that it needs, and then lo and behold, it's there. It has established.
With the coming of this intervention by the ACReSAL, Bauchi State, things have changed significantly. Yes, because before we only observe fully mature trees. Students don't know how these trees grow and develop. But right now they can come at any point in time, as you can see some of them weeding, some of them they take reading, they do so many practicals. We observe practicals like plant-site interaction. We observe inter- and intra-specific competition between plants of the same species and those of different species. So students have a micro ecosystem very close to them that they monitor day in, day out, and they compare. At the long run, we will compare the growth with the matured, other matured plantations we have around us.
Students from the Federal Polytechnic Bauchi and other educational institutions across northern Nigeria also testify that this botanical garden is a dream come true.
It has been, it's very good in terms of intervention of this thing because we have more experience since the establishment of this garden. The various students that they are doing practical or they are doing project here, they are doing wonderful work because of the wood, because of the source of water that we have.
Before ACReSAL come in, we've been using our nursery for research purposes, which we go there to carry out practical. But while the ACReSAL come in, they made it easy for us coming here to take in data record of what we need. It makes it easy for us to study.
All thanks to ACReSAL, when they came to establish this project, it has become easy for us because we had water sources in order to water them well. It's easy for us to just come and water them. So we say thank you so much to ACReSAL.
A well-established botanical garden enhances biodiversity conservation, which may create a suitable environment for the existence of different species of animals like birds, insects, and rodents, among others, which also in turn boost tourism and recreational activities that will also contribute to the local economy. The garden can serve as a source of livelihood through creating job opportunities and building the capacity of the community on environmental conservation. There are also the agroforestry activities geared towards a climate-smart agriculture that have been embedded into the garden project, which are also connected to CIGs spread across communities in Bauchi State, especially the Angwang Kanawa community, among others. The garden has now become a demonstration center for both students and communities to be trained in the Climate Smart Agriculture project of ACReSAL.
Saboda zuwan ACReSAL na kirkiro wannan lambun, an dauke ni aiki ina kula da wannan lambu. Da ban san yadda ake yin wannan abin ba, amma zuwan ACReSAL na kirkiro wannan har na fahimci yadda ake yin wannan abin. Yanzu har ina practicing a gida. Sannan kuma a dalilin wayannan ayyuka ya sa na samu aikin yi wanda har ina yin wayansu abubuwa ma kaina.
As ACReSAL adds the Botanical Garden Project to its list of deliverables to Bauchi State, its task of large-scale tree planting, shelter belts, and agroforestry projects will effectively combat desertification, contributing to the federal government of Nigeria's commitment of restoring 4 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. ACReSAL, greening the environment, saving lives.